The representative of Hamilton has the floor.
What's up, people of the internet, coming to you from downtown Hamilton, Ontario. Today, I wanted to talk about this major investment that I made into the channel. I have spent quite a bit, and by that I mean an undisclosed amount of money, on getting not only a new microphone, but also an audio interface to power this microphone. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory on my history of microphone use. The longest time when I was a kid, say like 12 or 13, back when I was making like Minecraft videos, I would just use the microphone on my headset. It sounded pretty terrible, but I was a 12-year-old, I didn't have any money, I couldn't get a better one, so I was just stuck with the shit I was stuck with. When I did get older and I did get the money to be able to get a new microphone, I opted for something that was easy, something that was cheap, something that could be used in a lot of different scenarios, and I decided to go with the very highly regarded Blue Yeti microphone. Now, if you're a content creator like me, if you've ever created any sort of content, you've definitely heard of this microphone. Super popular, comes with a very heavy stand. The microphone itself is pretty heavy too. Actually, I see it there. I gave it to my girlfriend. This bad boy. And it's a pretty decent microphone. I think for people who are really into microphones, I learned recently they fucking hate this thing. And honestly, it's not very hard to see why. Yes, it is very versatile, and it's also very cheap, especially for a USB microphone. Like, you can probably pick a used one of these up for like $100. But there are some problems that I specifically had with this microphone over time. Now, I've had this microphone for about 10 years now. It's been a while since I've had a microphone upgrade. But low-key, audio has always been a really big issue for me when it comes to making videos. Like, there have been countless scenarios where I would spend an hour, say, recording gameplay video or Project Hamilton video, reading off a script, anything like that. Let's just say I took an hour to make a video, to record my voice, and I was really happy with it at the end. Made a lot of good jokes. It was a great take, you know what I mean? Until you go back and then listen to the recording, and instead of it being my smooth, sexy voice, I'm way too loud, and the microphone is peaking all of the time, making all these shrill sounds, and then you can hear some of the background noise in the back too. A wise man once said that when it comes to uploading YouTube videos, the quality of your microphone is much more important than the quality of your camera. And honestly, I could not agree more. I am far more likely to click off of a video if it sounds really shrill than if it looks really unprofessional. Because if it looks unprofessional, you know, you can still follow along, you can still watch the video, you can still find enjoyment. But bad audio can, like, literally physically hurt you. Like someone like Moist Critical, for example. I remember back in, let's say, 2020, early days of the pandemic, this guy was making videos all the time, but the video quality was absolute dog shit. It was really bad, but I promise you, if Moist Critical's voice was as bad as the video quality of his camera, nobody would ever watch this dude. And it's not like he was using a super expensive studio grade microphone or anything. I actually don't know what microphone he uses, but it sure as hell wasn't this shit. It's really cool that on the back you can choose between 4 different polar patterns. That's a very rare thing for a microphone to have. Changing where and what surrounding areas actually get recorded. It's a neat feature, but for me, the flaws really don't justify me using this. I gotta set this up and then keep my face like exactly 1.5 feet away from this microphone. If I go too far away, it's gonna be too quiet. You're not gonna be able to hear me. And if I get too close, I'm gonna start peaking. As somebody who moves around a lot when they're making videos and recording and stuff, it is really annoying to have to constantly keep myself at this exact distance to make it actually sound listenable. And while I'm making a video, I'm not focused on making sure I'm the exact length away from the microphone. I'm focused on making the video. So now we come to 2025. I've moved out of my parents' house, I'm living on my own, and I'm uploading a lot more frequently now. And I, of course, run into the same problems I always have with the Blue Yeti. Sometimes it sounds good, sometimes it's too quiet, sometimes it's way too loud. And a lot of my recent videos, the audio quality sounds terrible. I'm peaking. I knew at that point, like, I can't keep doing this. I can't just be disappointed in my audio quality every single time I upload a video. Not only is that bad for the audience, but also for me in the editing booth. I don't want to listen to my shrill ass self all the time. And then I gotta manually change all the audio levels, gotta bring the volume down. Oh, too quiet here, gotta bring it up. It makes editing a lot longer and it makes it less enjoyable because it can sometimes be literally painful to listen to myself. And I mean that in more ways than one. So a microphone like this I would use for gaming videos and, eye rants and stuff like that. But when it came to the more serious content that I was more passionate about, like Project Hamilton, what I discovered at the Hamilton Public Library, at their central branch, they actually have an audio recording booth that you can use for free with your library card. They had a virtual drum kit, they had electric guitars, but most importantly for me, they had a SHURE microphone with an audio interface. It wasn't this one, but it was a SHURE. I'm pretty sure it was the SM58. So I would book the time in that free recording studio to use that SM58, record the audio on there, and then add a podcast filter to it with Adobe Audition to make it sound like that deep, rich, broadcasty radio voice that I was going for.
The longevity of the Piggott Construction Company's architecture is outstanding, allowing for places like the Piggott Building to fill the city with a century of stories.
Unfortunately, at some point last year, our city and the municipal government suffered a cyber attack. A cyber attack that still to this day we haven't really fully recovered from. Now, somehow this cyber attack did not affect the Windows computers in the library, but they did affect the Mac computers, which was the computer in the library I was using to record the audio. So I went in a few weeks ago to record a new Project Hamilton episode, and they had the microphone, they had the audio interface, but they didn't have a Mac to actually record the audio with. So I had to bring my own MacBook Pro, and after sitting in the recording booth for an hour trying to get my MacBook Pro to work with the microphone, it just wasn't happening. So that was that. I was not able to use the professional microphone in the library any longer. I decided instead that the shitty Blue Yeti microphone is just gonna have to suffice for Project Hamilton. Fuck that. I'm going to buy a better microphone than the library, a better audio interface, and I'm going to record all this shit at home. And I'll never have to worry about booking time at the library again. So I spent a few weeks researching to see what microphone out there might be best for my voice that was still relatively within budget. Really take advantage of this radio voice that I have. And through my research, just one microphone kept coming up again and again and again and again. This bad boy right here, the legendary SHURE SM7B. And boy, I did not fully understand how loved this mic was until I got it. So the Blue Yeti is like a 10-year-old microphone, right? It's been on the market for about a decade. This microphone here has been on the market for about 40 years. In fact, it was a variation of this microphone that Michael Jackson used to record the greatest selling album of all time. Not only that, after I got it, I couldn't help but notice when I started watching YouTube videos again, apparently, and I had never noticed this before, like every single YouTuber, like 80% of them used this exact microphone. Because this microphone does have a very unique, beautiful sound to it. I think it has something to do with this big body at the back here. I don't know, I'm no microphone expert. But it makes voices sound really dark and rich, and it does a great job at flattening a lot of those shrill parts of your voice. And I genuinely think it sounds fucking incredible. And one of the biggest claims to fame about this microphone is its studio quality in any setting. Most microphones are going to sound great right out of the box, but they're going to sound a lot better if you use them in a treated room. Foam on the walls to absorb sound so it's not bouncing all over the place, stuff like that. But the SHURE SM7B, what it's most notable for in this day and age is how it gives that non-reflective sound without the need to be in a studio, because this microphone needs a lot of power to work. For example, I have my gain on my audio interface here set to about 75%. And that is really high. Like most microphones, you don't put above 50. In fact, there are many audio interfaces out there that this microphone simply does not work with because they're not powerful enough. I actually had to go out of my way to get a more expensive audio interface that would power this microphone. But enough about that techie stuff. The most important thing is, am I satisfied with this microphone? Do I feel like, after spending a lot more money than I would like to publicly admit, was this audio interface and microphone worth it for me? Fuck yeah. I have always dreamed of being able to get a microphone that really treats my voice right and gives it that broadcast radio punch that I've been looking for, and this microphone did it in spades. In fact, I would reckon that this sounds even better than I thought it would. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please do enjoy the smooth, sexy, buttery sound that's gonna be coming in all future Pinky Thumb videos. I'll see you guys next time.
Welcome to my new series, Pinky Thumb ASMR. Oh, it's coming on hot like a steaming pile of poo. Subscribe.